Hello and Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another tutorial of object-oriented programming. I'm with you Shajadur Ahmed, and today we're going to discuss about the abstraction in Java. So we have a lot of example of abstraction, but today we're going to discuss about what actually abstraction is and how does it works. So let's begin. So abstraction in Java. Abstraction is the process of hiding the implementation details and showing only the functionality to the user. So abstraction actually hides the implementation details and shows to the user only the functionality or only the necessary declaration or necessary things that the user need to know. Abstraction lets you to focus on what object does instead of how it does. So it helps us to focus on what actually object going to do rather than how does it going to do. So how can we achieve attribution? So how can we achieve abstraction? There are two ways to achieve abstraction in Java: on abstraction class with the help of abstraction class, and we can achieve the abstraction to 0 to 100% with the help of abstraction class, and another way is interface. So you can also achieve abstraction with the help of interface. So let's see some scenarios. So a class that is declared with abstract keyword is known as abstraction class in Java. So how does we going to know that this class is abstraction class? If a class is actually declared with the abstraction keyword, then we know that this is an abstraction class. For an example, demo is a class, and before demo there is a access modifier abstraction. So that's why it is an abstraction class. Abstraction class can have abstract and non-abstract methods at the same time. So a abstraction class can have an abstract method and also can have a non-abstract method. Non-abstract method means normal method with a body, but abstract method means there is no body. It works just like interface does. There are there are methods in interface but without any body. So abstraction method is just like a method in interface. So you can see there are two methods. One is get method and another is set method. But get method is actually declared as abstract. So that's why there is no body of get method. On the other hand, set method is a normal method, or we can say it is a non-abstract method, as it is declared as public access modifier, and so it can have a body. So that's how actually a abstract class is declared, and that's how inside the abstraction class we can use abstract method and non-abstract method. So let us see some programming examples. We need to know one more thing before we move on to coding example. If a class have at least one abstract method, then the class must be declared as abstract. So if a class going to have a abstract method, then the class must be abstract. On the other hand, we can say that a non-abstract class cannot have a method as abstract. If a class is declared abstract, cannot be initiated. So please remember, if a class is declared as abstract, it cannot be initiated. That means it cannot create object, but it can have a reference variable. We will see in the example. To use an abstract class, you have to inherit it from another class, provide implementations of abstract method in it. So you see exactly the condition of interface as we done in interface, that to use interface we need to use the inherit or we need to extend that, and then we need to implement all the method in it. So exactly here in abstract method, in abstract class, if there are some methods, abstract methods, then the class that going to inherit the abstract method need to implement all the abstract method in it actually. So now move on to example. So abstracting example 1. First of all, you can see there is a method called shape, and then this is a class called shape, and you can see the class is actually declared with the help of abstract keyword. That means this is a abstract class, and there is only one method which is draw, and it is also used by declared as abstract keyword. So this is an abstract method. So if any other class going to use it, then the class need to first of all inherit the shape abstract class and then need to implement the draw method. So here is another class, rectangle class, which is extended the shape class, and then it is actually implementing the draw method, which is a abstract method. So you can see it is actually implementing the draw method. And one more thing, in main method you can see that abstract class cannot have any object. That means we have seen that it has been said that it cannot be initiated, so that's why it cannot have object, but it can have reference variable. So we can say that S is reference variable of shape, and with the help of reference variable of a abstract class we can create object of its child class, like we are creating an object of rectangle class, and now we are actually through the reference variable we are calling the draw method. So that's how actually abstraction class works. Let us see another example. This one is an example with only abstract method, but we said that abstraction class can have abstract method and non-abstract method as well. So let us see an example of non-abstract method. So example 2, you can see there is a class which is bike, and it is declared by abstract keyword. So it is an abstract class, and then there is a method called bike. So you can see bike is actually non-abstract method. There is no keyword mentioned. That means it is a default access modifier used here. That means you can say that this is non-abstract method. And then there is another method run, which is declared with abstract keyword. That means this method is abstract method. And then there is another method which is void, and this is also non-abstract method, change key. Now let's move on to another class. This class is called Honda class, and Honda class is extending bike, and then it is, because it is extending bike class, then at least it have to implement the abstract method in this class. So there is only one abstract method run. So because Honda class is inheriting bike class, so it must need to implement the abstract method. So the abstract method is implemented here, but it is not necessarily all time true that the non-abstract method is also need to be implemented. No, it is not necessarily true. But what is the main condition? That it need to implement all the abstract method. If there are more than one abstract method, then it need to implement all the abstract method in here. Then in the main method there is another class, test abstract 2. So in main method here you can see that the reference variable is created here, and through the reference variable of abstract method we have created an object of the child class, which is actually Honda, and then where we can access all the method in it. So because the change gear is non-abstract method, it don't need to it is not required to implement in the child class, but because the child class is inheriting the abstract class, so it can access all the non-abstract method just using the reference variable. So that's how actually abstraction works. So it is very useful to actually hide the main implementation and only showing the necessary information that is needed to know by a user. So there is an exercise. We all know that after showing a concept, I actually try to throw an exercise so that you can test your understanding. So please try this after you understand all those concepts of abstraction. So that's it from this slide. Hopefully you guys understand the concept of abstraction. So we'll meet in next tutorial inshallah. Till then everyone, stay safe, stay home. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.